Hey, welcome everybody. It's Dee Dee. I'm here for Friday Reads Live. Welcome. Friday Reads is where we talk about what we're reading today, Friday, this weekend, and sometimes into the following week. So, if you are listening, welcome to you too. But if you do feel compelled, please come into the chat and tell us what you're reading or what you've just finished reading or what you're about to read. We love exchanging on the books that we're reading at the moment and giving each other recommendations. So I am going to wait a little bit to see if people come into the chat. I see there's one person watching. Welcome. Okay, we have Tracy. Welcome, Tracy. I know you're sick, but I'm hope you're on the mend, girl, that you're getting better. And that you're feeling a lot better these days and getting a bit more sleep. So welcome. I have had like a weird Friday because the weather was terrible. Rain, and it suddenly has gotten a little bit colder, which is really odd. So I stayed in today. I didn't have to work today. So those are good things. Unfortunately, my husband is sick with a cold, so I'm trying not to get his stuff. I'm trying not to get his stuff. Um, so I did get a little bit of reading done, and I'm going to tell you what I'm reading today. Put this over here. So the first book I'm reading is Balzac, Un début dans la vie. This is a French one that I'm reading with Anna. Anna and I read one book in French a month. So last month we didn't read one in February, read one in January, but not in February. So we will be reading this one and another one. So at the moment we're reading this one. It's very short. It's just 207 pages, and I am around page 50, and I need to keep going because I need to finish 50 pages tonight. So that's the first one I'm reading. The second one I'm reading is this one right here, which is Palace of Desire. This is by Naguib Mahfouz, the great Naguib Mahfouz, Egyptian writer. This is book two from the Palace Walk series, and I am buddy reading this with Nicole from Noteworthy Fiction. And we are having a ball discussing this. It's very interesting. The first book I read for the second time, just the month of February, and I did not get to finish the series. So I'm happy to be able to finish the series off with Nicole. She's a really great reader and does great, literary analysis. So we're having a ball together. But this is a really um, trilogy if you're looking for something by an Egyptian writer. I highly recommend this one, Palace Walk. So far, so good. And I'm just like, see where my bookmark is. I'm right there. So I'm kind of like in the middle. It's like maybe, I'm on page 192, but this book is 421. So it's a little shorter than Palace Walk. I have it right here. I can show you Palace Walk. Palace Walk is this one right here. Now, Palace Walk is a lot thicker. This is a thicker one. This one was 498. So it was almost 500 pages, this one. So this is the beginning of the trilogy. It's called Palace Walk, and this is the second. So we're reading. And back to reading We Refuse. So it's We Refuse, A Forceful History of Black Resistance, Carter Jackson. If you don't know who she is, that's her right there. Kelly Carter Jackson. And I'm reading this one with Patrice. We're back to this. We had to stop it a little bit. And so now we're back at it. And I am just about chapter two. Very good read so far. I'm really enjoying this one. I haven't seen very many people talk about it, but yeah, it's good this one. So this is what I have on deck at the moment. So hopefully I can finish this one this weekend, and maybe even this one if I and take my time. I can maybe get the second one read as well, but we're gonna see. So that's what I'm reading. And in the chat. Okay. So we have, let me scroll all the way back up to the top. Hello, Rosa. Happy Friday. Welcome, welcome. Tracy says she's feeling better than she was. The rib cage soreness and fatigue is still going on. Yeah, I mean, that's not going to go away it's going to take some time for that. But I'm glad you're not coughing and you can actually get some sleep. So that's really good. Hello, Birdie. Happy Friday and welcome to you. What are you reading? Oh yeah. So Rosa says, glad you're better, Tracy. DL, happy Friday, girl. How you doing? Oh, thank you so much. I get better quickly too. Yeah, he went out for a little ski trip, caught the bug from his daughter, our oldest daughter, and so like he ain't trying to give it to me, and I ain't trying to catch it. So it's like stay over there, because I don't want it. Um, Tracy says it's 1 p.m. here. Oh, because of our daylight savings time. I was looking for you at 12. Then I remembered. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. I should have put that on the thing. I forgot about that freaking daylight savings time. So it's gonna be like this until the 29th of March is when we change time in Western Europe. So there you have it. Hello, Cher. Happy Friday. Happy weekend. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm so glad the weekend is here too. Um, Hello, Curtis. How are you? Happy Friday. Bucola's in the house. Hey, Bucola. How are you? Happy Friday. Okay, so DL says, I am listening to Big Girl Blitz by Daniela Allen, romance, a faith author of mine, and pulling myself through paradise. Oh, child. By Toni Morrison. I struggle with her work. No, I can understand. I think Paradise also is not an easy read either. So yeah, there's that. Um, let's see. DL says same to Tracy about better. Lola, happy Friday. How are you? What are you reading? Tracy says, I hope your husband feels better, Dee Dee. I hope it's just a cold for real. Yeah, I think it's just a cold because he caught it from our daughter. Um, Cher said, I just finished Homegoing by Yad Jossi and starting Mother Mary Comes to Me by Arundhati Roy. Yeah, Homecoming is really good. We can still fight over whether we think it's a novel or a short story collection. Because when we read it in my book club in Normandy, we fought like dogs over that, and it's very funny. But I love that book. I think it's done very, very well. Hello, TSG336. Welcome. Happy Friday. What are you reading? Tracy said, right to DL. Curtis said, I am finishing up The House of Eve by Sadiqa Johnson and Vanguard by Martha S. Jones. Sorry. I'm also still reading Reagan, An American Journey by Bob Spitz. You got a lot on deck, Curtis, but I'm sure they're all good. I know The House of Eve is real good. I remember really enjoying that one a lot. Birdie says, I'm reading The Queens of Animation, the women animators who went unnoticed working for Walt Disney. Damn. I am also reading Lady Tremaine. Okay, very nice. Hello, Latrice. Happy Friday. What you reading, girl? What you reading? Let's see. Rosa says, I finished Hollow Child by Latoya Watkins. It is excellent. Short stories can often be uneven, but in this selection, the stories got better and better. Okay, well, that's good to know. Latoya Watson's Hollow Child. We need to get that. All right. And Tracy said, I finished The Johnson Four by Christina Hammonds. Read, and I'm halfway through Ken by Tayari Jones. Okay, Tracy, how you feeling with Ken by Tayari Jones? How you feeling about that? I'm interested to know. I want to know it all. Is it good? Is it good? I'm still waiting for my copy to arrive. It's not arriving until April, so I got to be patient. Let me know. Oh, yeah, Latrice says, yes, Rosa for Latoya Jackson's, Latoya Watkins, Holla Child. Remember, Latrice really, really liked that one a lot. I'm kind of interested in what you got to say about Ken, because I mean, I see a lot of people are reading it at the moment, but I haven't heard anybody, review it or anything. So I'm just curious. I'm curious. I want to know. I want all about it. I want to know all about it. Malila said reading Stillborn by Guadalupe Natel Sanya by, oh wait, sorry. She's reading Stillborn by Guadalupe Natel Sanya. God, it keeps popping up. Sanya by Oyen Olu, Olubile. Olubile. I'm not sure how that's pronounced. A Guardian and a Thief by Mega Majumdar. Yeah, I have that on my TBR to read as well. I don't think I'm gonna get. I don't know if I'll get to it this month, but I'm gonna also probably get to Dominion this month. But I'm gonna listen to Dominion on audio, and if I can read another one off the Women's Prize, I will. But that's one of the ones I want to read is A Guardian and a Thief. Latrice says she's finishing up Keeper of the Children sometime today, and then will be the Seven Murders of Dupree. Girl, you like everybody reading those two. Um, Latrice, about Keeper of the Children. Let me know. I'm curious. Let's see. Okay, so Amalila said she finished Ken earlier in the week and really liked it. Okay. So I guess that's like a 4 star for you. Tracy said, hopefully I can get to It's No by Dr. Margena Christian. It's the story of Sylvia May, the first woman in house songwriter and producer of Motown. Oh, okay. All right. Rosa said, just started Positive Obsession, The Life and Times of Octavia Butler by Susanna Morris. So far, so good, but I've just started. This is my third biography this year, number 12 lives, hashtag 12 lives challenge, which is Raymond's challenge biographies. So Rosa is enjoying the hell out of that challenge. She's loving it. Bukola said currently reading Sonia by Oyen Olubile and The Shadow King by Maza Mingeste. I think that's how she pronounces his name. Mingeste or is it Mingeste? Mingeste, I think it is. Yeah, that I had that on my TBR to read too, but I have not gotten to it. I don't know when I'm gonna get to that one. Bertie said I'm also waiting for the on my library for the Black Count. Ooh, that book is so good, the Black Count. Tracy said, I'm really enjoying Ken so far. Okay, very nice. Amalula said, I like Ken over an American Marriage, but under Silver Sparrow. Oh, okay, now that's interesting. Because Silver Sparrow to me was very 3 starish. Mostly because for me, Silver Sparrow, the first half of the book is excellent. The second half, I did not care about that story. I did not care. Um, An American Marriage, I think, was a very big step up from Silver Sparrow, um, because her writing developed in a much better way in An American Marriage as opposed to in Silver Sparrow. She really grew between Silver Sparrow and An American Marriage. So, yeah, I'm not sure if I agree with you on that, but I haven't read Ken, so what do I know? I gotta read Ken now. Hello, Sharon. How are you? Happy Friday. Bertie said, I've only finished one book this month. Every other book that I picked up, I've, I've put down for now. I've put down for now. It should be down for now. Well, I know what to tell you. It's like that. People have a lot on their minds. They have, doing a lot of things. So sometimes it's not easy to read as much as we were reading before. I know personally, I'm not reading as much as I was reading before. I'm taking it real slow. But it is what it is. Sometimes we need to maybe find a different kind of book, or just maybe we're not, that book just isn't hitting. So I totally understand where you're coming from. Um, Sarcastic Poet says, "Hey Dee, hey everyone. I'm reading Decent People, Ice by Deshaun Charles Winslow. I read In West Mill in one day and I enjoyed it so much. I Googled, is West Mills a real place?" Laugh out loud. Yeah, Deshaun is the business. I feel like more people should talk about Deshaun Charles Winslow. We don't talk about him enough. Um, but I have a feeling when his new book comes out, I think it's coming out this summer. I think everybody gonna be talking about him because he's a wonderful. He's doing something that's a little different, from other writers. This idea of writing from the same town is really good idea that he has, and then how we went from following one character living in that town to the second book following other people that live in the town with their issues, and making it like a crime mystery at the same time. I think is pretty brilliant. So I'm sure I totally understand why you loved it. Well, look out for his new book. Is coming out, I think, this summer. Latrice said Keeper of the Lost Children is okay so far. It's giving 3 stars to me, but you know me. No, I don't know. This is pretty much what I see people say. It's giving 3 stars. So I don't think you're the only one saying that, Latrice. I think this has been often what I have been hearing. So yeah, I was just curious. Tracy said, "Positive Obsession is so good." Tracy said, "If I get to It's No Wonder, that will be my third biography of Raymond's challenge as well." Well, yeah, go ahead, girls. Hello, Kay. How are you? Happy Friday. I hope you don't have any meetings, and that you can go home early. Kay said, "Reading Ken and listening to Burn the Master's House Down, or whatever the title is. I think I'm close." Yeah, I think that's right. That sounds like those are two really good reads. DL said, "I think Ken is a step up from An American Marriage." Well, this is what I would hope, I think this is what I'm hoping. Um, DL said, "Though I really enjoyed An American Marriage." Yeah, I wasn't mad at American Marriage. I think she did something that was very interesting, and I like she was how she got that idea was from overhearing a couple speaking at the food court at the mall. Like, wow, great idea for a book. And I think she told that story really, really well, to the point where at the end of the story, people were like, "Are you team this one or team that one or whatever?" It really generated a lot of conversation around her book. I think she did that brilliantly. So yeah. Um, Latrice said, "I can hardly tell I'm not going to love Ken. I can already tell I'm not going to love Ken." Okay, I don't know how you can tell because I ain't heard nothing, but that's also because I've been avoiding, anytime I think somebody's going to do a review, but I haven't really seen any, haven't had to avoid anything. I think the only thing that I've really watched were some of the video clips of Tiari Jones talking about her book in the Oprah book club thing. Those are the only things that I've actually really seen where there aren't really spoilers in there. They're just sort of like general ideas. I know it's a book about friendship between two women, but I don't know anything else. Um, so Latrice says, "I can already tell I'm not going to love Ken. Laugh out loud. I don't even know why I tried adding another one of Tiari's books, knowing her writing isn't my taste. Okay, now keep in mind, writing can change, and your taste can change. So, I mean, give it a go. Give it a go. And if it ain't working, then quit. But who knows? You could give it a go and maybe it really works for you. Amalola said, I didn't like American Marriage all that much. Possibly the time of life affected. Okay, my reading of an American. Okay, I totally get it, girl. You ain't got to explain no more. I understand. Latrice said, I didn't like either. Okay. Yeah, because you said you don't like her writing style. Okay. Well, I mean, maybe you should just skip it then. If she's not really your cup of tea, just skip it. Hello, Curly Q. How are you? Happy Friday. What are you reading? DL said, "Oh, okay. Listening to burning down the master's house. I could not do the audio. I might page read it. Okay. Amalolo said to Latrice, yeah, something didn't hit for me with it. Okay. Sarcastic poet said he's really great. Um, he's really great. He's really great. Yes, he is really great. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's see. Okay, Curly Q says my reading is everywhere all at once. Currently listening to Ken. It started slow and I was frustrated when I got into it. Honey, I am now invested and probably will be finished today. All right now. Latrice said, DL, yeah, Paige read that. That audio put me in a slump. Oh dear. It wasn't good. There's nothing worse than a bad audio. Wow. I'm a little said, I will say I love Tiare Jones, though, as a person from briefly talking to her yesterday. Okay, well, look at you, girl. Okay. And then sarcastic poet said, "My girl, Not. Yeah, we love Not. We love us some Not. She's a great character." Curly Q said, also physically reading My Friends by Frederick Bachman and enjoying that as well. Okay. I have not read any Frederick Bachman. I haven't really been, drawn to wanting to read Bachman, but I don't know. Maybe y'all can convince me. Hello, Jade, 2020s. I finished The Seven Daughters of Dupree, and I may be in the minority, but it was just okay. But I will read more of her work in the future. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Girl, everybody got an opinion here. Um, I mean, I just hear a lot of people say they really love it, but like I said, I have not read it yet, so do not know. But it's interesting that you said that. Can you tell us why you felt it was just okay? What was it that didn't what about it that you didn't love about the storytelling or about the book in general? Let us know. Okay, so Kay says to DL, I'm going to see how far I get. Oh. Tracy said, has anyone heard about Finding Albion, Myth, Folklore, and the Quest for New Britain by Zakiya Sewell? I've never heard of that. It's longlisted for the Women's Prize for Nonfiction. Okay, no, I haven't looked at the nonfiction list. Mm, never heard of that before. Curly Q said to Jade, I've seen similar commentary, so you are not alone for sure. Okay, you see, there you go. Kay said, I have a dog on me. Oh, damn. Damn. I'm meeting at 4 this afternoon. I wanna yeet this computer to the sun. Oh, that's a shame. I'm sorry, Kay. I was hoping that you weren't gonna have any meetings. Amalola said, Keeper of Lost Children has an initial similar story arc to Dust Child. Ooh, by Fan K. Mai. Will the left Where the left behind children of U.S. service members. Okay. I didn't know that's what Dust Child was about. Okay, I did not know. So that's interesting. Because Dust Child, I remember tons of people raving about how much they loved Dust Child. So yeah. Okay, that's interesting. DL said, I still haven't read my March book for 12 Lives. I was going to read a Morrison biography written for children, but I currently don't like her right now. It's because you're having trouble with Paradise. I totally get it. That's Paradise. That's the one where the first line is, and they shot the white girl first. If I remember, that's the first sentence of that particular book, if I remember correctly. DL said, 4 on a Friday, K. We don't really do anything afternoon if we can help it. Amalua said, forget the misspellings. My laptop keys are sticking. Yeah, no problem. Tracy said, Burn Down Master's House should be read as a physical book, in my opinion. The cadence of Clay Kane doesn't work for me. I rarely do audiobooks anyway unless I read the physical first. Yeah, okay. Well, I like doing immersive, but like the voice got to be right. Otherwise, it's a no for me. Um Kay said, "Oh yeah, I finished The Ways of White Folks by Langston Hughes. I know that one is good." Rosa said, "I think Tayari Jones has great story ideas, but the execution is not always spot on." Yeah, possibly. I mean, I felt like An American Marriage worked really well, but I did not think that the other one, Silver Sparrow, nah, it started really good. But that second half was like, I was like, oh no, ma'am, I do not care about this second half of this story right here. And I tried to read her other one, which was called oh my God, what was that other one called? The Untelling. No, The Untelling did not work for me at all. I think I DNF'd that one. I couldn't read it. Curly Q said, I went in blind, having listened to any interviews about the book at all. Didn't read the description. Okay, well that's cool. Um, TFG 33 6 said Viola Davis and James Patterson have a book out now. Yes, I've heard about it. I don't know if I'm gonna read it, but I heard about it. Curly Q said the audio was hard at first because I felt like it wasn't enough difference in the voices. Ah, yeah, for me, but I got over that. Okay. Kay said, I liked American Marriage. I didn't like the wife and that other dude, but I like the story. I like any book that makes me want to fight the characters looking at Queenie. And we have not talked about who's reading the second part of Queenie. We haven't talked about that yet. Latrice said, now, Kay, why you had to bring up that book though? I know, right? Somebody got to bring it up. Kay said, I'm not trying to start a Queenie discussion. Let's keep it moving. Oh, so now you want to keep it moving, Kay. Now you want to keep it moving. Oh my God. Oh my God, it's so funny. Cher's laughing at Kay. Amala said, I love my friends. Amala said to Kay, yes, that is what I said to someone yesterday. Curly Q said, Anxious People was my first by Bachman. Loved it. Laughed one line and cried the next. Read A Man Called Ove, or Ove. I don't know if it's how it's pronounced. Ove, I guess. Hated Ove, hated Bachman. Oh my God. But I'm willing to hate that book singularly. Well, I mean, I think he's supposed to be like a curmudgeon, like old, you're like an old cranky old person. So I think some people really either like it or just totally dislike that book. So I think you're not the only one. Okay, so Sharon says to Amalola, Dust Child was great. Curly Q says, I agree, Kay, about a book making you want to fight a character. The mother in the dark. Oh my God. The mother in the darkest child comes to mind immediately. Well, yeah, everybody want to fight her for sure. People that didn't even read the book want to fight her. She's probably the most hated mother in literary, in the literary world. That mother is probably the most hated one for sure. Um, Kay said, I loved a man called Ove or Ove. A friend of mine reminded me she let me borrow another of his books over 5 years ago, and I haven't read it yet. Still sitting on my desk, and she retired in January. Yikes! Oh my goodness. You gonna get it back to her, Kay, that book? Amalula says to Sharon, it was talking about Dust Child, I think it was. DL said, like some of the story is interesting, but sigh. I'm going to push through. Oh no. Um, Amalola said to Curly Q, anxious people is tied with my friends for my favorite Bachman. Okay, so my friends and anxious people are your favorites. Okay, that's interesting. That's good to know. Sharon said, I am currently reading The Jigsaw Man and I'm struggling with it. Oh, that good old Jigsaw Man. We always want to talk about the Jigsaw Man at some point. Latrice said, I feel you on that, Rosa, and she's great to just listen to, but her writing just doesn't gel with me for some reason. I also try the, yeah, I mean, yeah, I think she's a great talker. She's very funny. She's got a good sense of humor and all that. But yeah, if her writing doesn't work for you, it just don't work for you. Amalula said to Sharon by Nadine Matheson. And then Amalula said, or someone else. Sharon said, if you wanted to sample Frederick Bachman, I really loved his novella. And every morning, and every morning, the way home gets longer and longer. It's about memories and letting go, really made me miss my grandparents. Oh, interesting. I didn't know he did novellas. Okay, that's interesting. I might try that one because, yeah, novella might be a good way to go. DL said Judge Stone by Viola Davis was good. I liked it. Okay, well, there you go. Somebody read it. I saw them, the Patterson and Viola were on The View the other day, and he was talking about writing with her and said how they really gelled well together when they were writing the book. That she had really great ideas, and she's such a she wrote her own memoir so well, and so he said they gelled well together with writing. I thought that was kind of cool. J20s says it started slow picking up in part two, and I didn't care for Tati's POV. I think she Tati's character should have been aged down when confronting her issues with her absent daddy. Yeah, I was like, I don't want to know. Mm. DL said, I am team never Andre. An American marriage. Hashtag never Andre. Curly Q said, I'm a Lola. I am swept up by this story and the mystique of my friends are about 115 pages in. Okay. Tracy said, has anyone read All the Lonely People by Mike Gale? Yeah, people in here have read that because I've heard people talk about it. That book was something else, and the twist at the end really made me sad. Curly Q said, it's on my list, Tracy, because someone said it's a better version of OV when I was frustrated as hell with that book. Okay. Amalola said to Tracy, I have, and that's another really good one. Curly Q said, listen, page 11 or page one was like, okay, let's get this ish over. Oh my God. Cher said, ooh, I'm moving The Darkest Child higher up my TBR. I love novels with bad mama. Child, bad is not the word to describe that mama. Ooh, child, that's a horrible mama. Bad is too good. Like, we got to come up with another word. She's crazy, like in the worst kind of way crazy. Um, they are underrepresented in fiction, I think. Yeah, I think you are right about that because they're not a lot of bad mamas, but I think there are a lot more bad daddies than there are bad mamas in books. Um, then Amalola says to Tracy, I've also read The Museum of Ordinary People by Mike Gale. I heard that's good too. Rosa said, me too, Curly Q. I gave Ove 2.75. His level of judgmentalness was not justified, but lots of people loved it. Yeah, that's yeah. Tracy said, "Oh, okay, Curly Q. I haven't read Ove." DL said, "Get your mind right, Cher. It's so good, but a tough read because that is a bad mama. Like she's straight up cray cray. Like I don't know how to describe her, but bad is too good of a word for her." Curly Q said to Rosa, every chapter I was like, "Go ahead then." Oh my god. Curly Q said, "No, stay with the Jigsaw Man. There are slow parts for sure, but it's worth it." Rose is laughing at Curly Q about her commentary on Ovi. Amalou said, because there's another author, Goodison, with a book called The Jigsaw Man. Look, I don't know. I ain't even asked which one it is, so you might want to ask. See, Amalou said, which one is it? Curly Q said, and I agree, Didi, about that Viola book. Heard about it, probably won't read it. Patterson ain't my lick. Mm-mm, it's not mine either. Amala said because Nadine's is amazing if it's the right Jigsaw Man. I don't know which Jigsaw Man it is. I did not ask. Tracy said, I wish Viola Davis and S.A. Cosby would do a collaborative book. Now that would be good. Cher said to DL, I told D I must be a masochist because anytime you guys say get your mind right, the book goes right on the TBR. Oh my God. Kay says I will definitely read Judge Stone. Patterson had said some out of pocket stuff about publishing. Oh, a while back, but I want to support Viola, and I heard she narrates it. What kind of out of pocket stuff did he say? Tell us what he said, Kay, if you can remember. Curlicue said that I'd read Tracy. Latrice said to Tracy, that would be amazing if they did. Yeah, it would. S.A. Cosby and Viola. Yeah, come on now. That would be real good. Um, Curtis said to Tracy, I did read All the Lonely People a couple of years ago and loved it. The twist toward the end was something else. I love Mike Gale's storytelling. Amalula said, yep, same DL. Maybe that's what made me not like the book. Okay. Curly Q said, what book was that with Tati? Oh, that's I think that's the one with Silver Sparrow, I think it is. I think. Curly Q Curtis said to Tracy, I will be reading The Museum of Ordinary People by him later this year. Roselle is evil. Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. Tracy said, Lord, please, not Roselle. Sharon said to Amalola, yes, by Nadine Matheson. The struggle is real. Oh no. Hang in there, girl, because they say it's good if you hang in there. Amalola said Roselle was the worst mother yet. Tracy said, I'll have to check that one out, Amalola. Tracy said to Curtis, the end was super heartbreaking for me. Kay said, one of my book clubs is reading The Best Man, Unfinished Business for April. Has anyone read it? Is it good? I've never heard of it. Hello, Bree. Hey, 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 girl, what you reading? Let us know. Thanks for stopping by. I know sometimes you stop by real quick because you're about to go to work or something. But thanks for coming. I appreciate that. Amalola said, the only Patterson I've read is the one with Bill Clinton, titled something the missing president. Yeah, that ain't my wheelhouse. Curly Q said, I did listen to Nadine's Jigsaw Man and the audio was perfection. Maybe get the audio and do like immersive reading. Curly Q said size, pause, teeth sucking, all on point with that reader. Bernie said S.A. Cosby is releasing a book. It's a backstory on Luke Cage, the character from Marvel. I think it's coming on. What? What? Where did you hear this, Bertie? That sounds. I love Luke Cage too. That would be excellent. Excellent. Rosa said, same curly cute, not a Patterson reader. I would love to read Viola and S.A. Cosby, though. We see everybody on for that. Like, we need to drop a line. Somebody drop a line on their stories or on their blue sky or something and say, drop a line to S.A. Cosby and say, you need to write a book with Viola. And then drop a line over on Viola's and say, you need to write a book with S.A. Cosby and see if we can get these two together. Um, Sharon said to Curly Q, maybe I will try listening. Kay said, he said, white male writers face a form of, girl, stop it. White male writers face a form of racism in finding work due to diversity. Get the F out of here. Are you kidding me? Oh, well, then I definitely don't want to read anything he got to write anyway. Amalola said he said white male authors face racism because publishers were looking for diversity. Yeah, well, he can keep looking for my coin. I'll never buy anything that he's written. I'll never probably read anything he's written. Case said a claim he later apologized for, stating, "I absolutely do not believe that racism is practiced against white writers." Oh, so he tried to clear that up real quick when he saw he had stepped in the big doo doo. Now he's trying to clean the doo doo off his shoe. Bree said, "Sorry, got to head out. I was here so short. No problem. I knew it, girl. It's not a problem." DL said, Seven Daughters of Dupree. Main character is Tati. Oh, okay, Tati. Okay. Amalola said, this from a man with a lot of books out in the world, like a lot prolific. Curlicue said, Dee Dee told me to get my mind right many times about Untamed. Yeah, girl, I told you. I'll come back and tell you I didn't tell you, and I was not ready in the least. I told you. I told you. An Untamed State. Ooh, oh, yeah, that'll give you nightmares. Um, Tracy said, I'll check that one out. To Curtis, DL said, I prefer to leave The Best Man where it was after the last movie. I don't watch the miniseries. Kay said, I read almost every Patterson book published before like 2022. Yeah, that couldn't be me. Rosa said, wow, I have to read some Mike Gale. I wasn't aware of him. Yeah, he's supposed to be very good. A lot of people really like his work. Bertie said, I was doing live reading sprints with a friend and on a friend's channel, and he told me about it. Oh, I did not know. Well, that sounds very interesting. DL said, I need that Cosby book to actually be a book and not an Audible original Dolby Atmos thing that just sounds like listening to a movie. Oh, damn. So it's one he's done specifically for Audible. Yeah. All right. I still will probably get it though. Tracy said, yes, when James Patterson said that mess, Amalola, I was absolutely done. Hello, Patrice is in the house. 2 minutes on books. This is Patrice. I know it's Patrice. I like Patterson's nonfiction. Nobody should be surprised. Oh, about him making off the hand comments. Yeah, okay. Latrice said, "Yeah, I'm good off that. He's not getting my library hold either. No, absolutely not. Not." Yeah. Bertie said it's called Truth to Power. Okay, I'm on for it. Curtis said to Rosa, yes, you should definitely read All the Lonely People first. It was a fantastic book. Curly Q said S.A. Cosby has been very responsive to his IG DMs in the past. Just saying. Okay, well then we need to get in. We need to slide in them DMs and try to get something together with him and Viola because that would be awesome. Curly Q said, "Well, guess what, Patterson? Your time has passed, then, sir." um, Rosa said to Curtis, "I'm on it. Thanks for the suggestion." Tracy said, Mike Gale is such a wonderful storyteller, Rosa. Okay. So there you have it. So that's what's been on with the people and the reading. So let's talk about our spring. Is anybody doing any particular spring reading? And are you doing any spring cleaning of your bookshelves? Because this is a period when I kind of like go on my bookshelves and kind of do a little dust off. And while I'm dusting off, then I might like pull off some books that either pull out books that I either want to read. So I just kind of like pull them out like a little bit like that. Or I pull them clear off because I want to get them out of my house. This is what I usually do around spring. Let's see. Tashika B says, Happy Friday, happy Friday. Tashika, what are you reading? I'm a little said plus Mike Gale is black and British. I know that's right. Takesha says, Tashika says, I am reading Tina Turner, My Love Story, and searching for Sarah Rector. Okay. Although you probably should spring some books, but I don't have any specific spring reading goals this year. Yeah, I mean, because I know a lot of people they read seasonally. I don't. I'm not really like a seasonal reader, but I know a lot of people are. But I'm pretty good about trying to dust off the shelves, kind of, see if there's anything that I don't want to read or that I do want to read that I want to, bump up the TBR in maybe the next few months. Um, okay, so I'm wait. Let me go back. Okay, Bertie said I'm doing a massive unhaul as we speak. Okay, there you go. That's spring cleaning I'm talking about. Amalola said I don't do seasonal reading. Okay. Cher said finishing up a big digital spring cleaning project, adding dust jackets with plot synopsis, the prettiest covers, and my reviews and reading history if I have read them to all my books. Well, that sounds very organized. All of that. Um, Tracy said, "You know about my bookshelves, Dee Dee. I'm still contemplating which new ones to get. I know you need to get some, girl. Getting sick didn't help with that at all. Yeah, okay, I get it." Kay said, I'm too lazy and moody to make any reading plans. I admire those of you who do it. Okay, but what about your spring cleaning? Do you spring clean your book? Do you like dust off your shelves in spring and stuff like that? Or do you just say, no, I'll do that when I get around to it? Because you got to dust them a little bit. Kind of got to dust them a little bit because you don't want them, you don't want them to get, the bugs and stuff. So you got to dust them a little bit. Curly Q says, that's a good idea to do spring cleaning. I moved too many years ago and still have some books packed in a suitcase. Don't even know what books those are. ATP. I need to make a goal to get them unpacked. Yeah, well, you can pretty much say that they're closed up in a suitcase. They might be free from dust at least. Yeah, but you might want to go in there. Look, you never know. There might be some treasures that you forgot about because out of sight, out of mind. That's a thing. You know. So if you got a lot of books and you're not really, especially if you're doing double stacking, girl, that double stacking will get you every time. You doing the double stacking and you don't even see what's behind because you're just looking at what's in the front. So kind of good to do a little, a little dusty, a little look behind, kind of thing. I'm a little said I might dust. Yes. Okay, well there you go. Cher says to K, 100%. I quit making TBRs because I never stick to them. Yeah. Bertie said, I'm finally going to get to Middlemarch this spring. That is, this year is going to be the year of big books that have been on my TBR for the longest. Well, now don't say that too loud, okay? Because you don't want to like scare yourself off of it. But it's good that you're kind of sort of getting your mind in the idea of reading bigger books. Because when you read those bigger books, that means that you don't really read as many books as you want to once you start reading those bigger ones because they take up a lot of time. You're talking about 25, 28, 35, 55 hours of reading. Yeah, it adds up. Let's just put it that way. But I say good luck to you. I mean, I always try to read 10. I try to read 10 over 400 every year. But some years I wind up, like last year, I wound up reading like 12 or 13 or something. This year I've already read four over 400 pages. So, and that's out of the ordinary for me. So, yeah, I wish you good luck with that, reading those big books because they just be sitting there and we're not picking them up. So, it's good that you're making an effort. Tracy said, Craig showed me these amazing mahogany wood bookshelf. Ooh, that sounds really beautiful. Oh, that I'm like mahogany bookshelves are all that. That's all the rage for me. Latrice said, I'm starting my spring cleaning on Sunday and spend a week doing it so I can deep clean each room and closet. Okay. Kay said, Dee Dee, I'm crazy enough to rearrange my shelves once or twice a year and I dust them off, but then I can't find anything. Okay, now, see, that's where you making it difficult for yourself right there. If you go and you rearrange your once or twice a year, why don't you put like a, this is what I'm in the process of doing is on each shelf, I put like a little card and I have all of the books written on the card and I stick it on the side. So if I'm looking for a book, I just pull out the card and I look and I can see if it's on the shelf. If it's not on that one, I put the card back. If for some reason I take that book off the shelf and I'm going to put it somewhere else, then I have to take it off the card and put it onto the shelf, onto the card of the shelf that it's going on. But if I didn't do that, if I didn't start doing that, I wouldn't know where anything is. So you can do that while you're clearing off your shelves once or twice a year. When you start doing it, just make a list of all the books on that one shelf, put it on a piece of paper or something, and stick it on the side. So all you have to do is go bloop, and you can see what's on there. Curly Q said, share, very impressive. I know, I'm impressed with that too. Rosa said, I'm constantly doing lightweight cleaning and purging. I'm being really aggressive with releasing the 3 stars or less titles. Yeah, I'm kind of being aggressive with that as well. I have like a whole stack that I need to bring to the next book club, and hopefully people will take them off my hands. Hopefully. Cher said, out of sight, out of mind really is such a thing. Can't tell you how many books I came across from 10 plus years ago. And I'm like, what the F was I thinking when I acquired this? Yeah. That just shows you how our reading taste changes. Like, we were like more open to reading certain books before, and now we're just not. We're just not. That's like before when I started doing booktube, I was more open to reading YA, but I quickly hated it. I hated it. And I stopped almost immediately. And you can't even get me to read a YA now. No way. Um Curly Q said my TBR acts as a running list of things to get to do or things to do. I have no intent to actually complete the list. Okay, so that's a good way of getting out of it. Birdie says, I am trying to stick to the low buy yield. books and read books that are on my shelf. Ugh, I've already ruined that. I already bought three books. Mm. Birdie said, I will be happy if I hit my goal of 52 this year. I'll be happy if I hit mine of 55, but I don't know. Oh, you DNF Wolf Hall. You didn't like it. Oh, I liked Wolf Hall. I should have read two and three right after, but I didn't own. I didn't own two, and then I acquired it, and then I didn't read it when I acquired it, and so now it's been a long time since I read Wolf Hall, and I still need to read book two and three. So I don't know if that's gonna happen. It might not happen. Kay said that's a good idea about the card. I might try that. Yeah, at least that way you don't have to go, oh my God, I don't know where that book is, and you got to look through everything. You just have to simply look through your paper list, and you'll probably find your book a lot quicker. Great idea. Okay, yeah. Tracy said, I'm looking forward to reading The Heart of a Woman, The Life and Music of Florence B. Price by Dr. Ray Linda Brown. Okay, that sounds interesting. Bertie said, my used bookstore, the one that gives me the most bang for my buck, is closing. And I'm really sad. Oh, that's a shame. Wow. Okay. Dr. Ray Linda Brown, rest in peace, was a black woman and musicologist. Oh, okay. Let's see. Cher said, I thought Wolf Hall was a bit verbose and overrated, but number two, The Bodies was incredible. You could read it without Wolf Hall. Like, I mean, I read it so long ago, Wolf Hall, but I guess I could get back into it. Um, I liked the sarcasm and I thought it was really funny sometimes. Um, Melissa said also only read Wolf Hall, but have the others, which reminds me to get back to Ken Follett's Knight's Bridge series, books four and five left. Wow, you doing the thing with these series now, because yeah, that's not always an easy thing to do. I'll have to try to get back into it, bring up the bodies, but then I got to require the third one because I don't have the third one. Yeah, but I need to. I'm gonna try to work on the series that I've got. Like I want to read the second book to the Potato Factory, and I want to finish reading. What's it called? The one by what's it called? I can't think of what it's called right now by this African writer. I gotta think of what it's called. I also gotta get a little bit more going on Easy Rollins. I have to finish the fourth book of the Blanche White series, and oh, I know what it is. The second and third book of Nervous Conditions, and I also have to read the third book in the Attica Locke series, the Highway 59, which is the one that Amalola has just mentioned. Um, Cher said to Tracy, "Love how it's a sequel to Wolf Hall, but to the historical fiction." Amalola said, I'm done with Attica Locke's Highway 59. I need to finish the third book. She didn't end it on a high, but it was okay. Oh, that's a shame. Rosa said, I read Wolf Hall and Bring Up the Bodies. Then I waited, but I'm going to finish The Mirror and the Light this year. Guide Me Home. That's it, the third one, from Attica Locke. Um, Tracy said, oh, yes. Oh, thanks, Cher. Yeah. So I already have some series that I have them that I need to finish, and I'm going to focus on that first before I start worrying about Bring Up the Bodies, and I don't know what else there is. There are a couple other series that I have on the back burner that I would like to read. Maybe we'll do a Friday read where we talk about series because that's the thing. Reading series is a thing. Michelle says, Happy Friday, everyone. I'm super late today because of work. Shaking my head. I'm currently reading Before I Forget Very nice by Lucas Jr. And I made my first ever Blackwell's purchase a few days ago. Yay! So Blackwell's is back to shipping to the US. I did not know. Amalola said, and then Elena Ferrante has two books to go. Oh, the Quartet. Oh, I love that series so much. I'm definitely gonna reread that one. I don't know when, maybe in a couple of years. I'm gonna read that entire quartet because I'm just like, she did that. That quartet is excellent. Bertie said the one thing that's upsetting me is when books are sold as a standalone, and then like 7 years later it comes out with, huh? Who's doing that? I thought they had made an announcement that they weren't shipping to the states when they put all the taxes up and everything. Um, Tracy said I saw a book that had the entire quartet in one book. No, you don't want the entire book in one quartet. Like you want to read little tiny writing, I would not get that because some of the books are bigger. Like book four is kind of big, book three is kind of big. Why would you want the whole quartet in one book? No, I would not. No, I wouldn't. Um, she ordered a copy of Grace by Chica Nigwe. Yes, yes, Grace. And it should be here by my birthday on the 25th. There was no way I was waiting for its 2027 US release. No, I totally get it. Uh, Germ Reed said that happens in the SFF space a bit standalone becoming more. I don't like that idea at all. Amalola said they didn't think they made an announcement just in case. Cher said, I hate when books come out as a series and it's been 15 years and we're still waiting for the next one. Side eyeing Patrick Rothfuss and George R. R. Martin. I knew you were going to say George R. R. Martin because I was like, they still waiting for that book. That man going to die. That book ain't coming out. It's like, it ain't coming out, that book. Deputy, hi, does anyone have any poetry recommendations? I read Don't Call Us Dead by Danez Smith, and it was really good. Recommendation. Let me see. Oh, yeah, I have it here. Here's one. This is by Alicia McKenzie. She's a Jamaican writer. It's called An Unarmed Mariners. Unarmed Mariners. Written in English on one side and French on the other. Really, really good. I gave this a 4 stars. It's a really good collection. It's slim, but done really, really well. So that's good poetry. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Tracy said, "Oh, I'm definitely not messing with that. I just wanted to let you all know about it." Amalola said, "I'm waiting on someone to come this way and get the Nigerian cover for Grace." I love that Nigerian cover. Oh my God. I would pay somebody from Nigeria to bring it back to me as well. It's beautiful. Bertie said, "Don't even start me on George R. R. Martin. I'm so mad." Cher said, "Oh Lord, I'm ashamed to admit that the last poetry book I read was Shel Silverstein in second grade." Well, she sent me this one. Now, this one isn't coming out. Well, it's out today, the 12th of March. It's out today. But it's good. Alicia McKenzie writes really good poetry, though. She's pretty brilliant with that. There's also another one I can recommend, but I don't have it in front of me. Is Kay the Reader's poetry book. Let me see if I can get a picture of it for you to show you. Let's see. Let's see. What was I can't think of the name of it right now. Kay, put your poetry book. on the title on there so I can find it and she can see it. Put your poetry collection because it's really good too. Um, let's see. Tracy said the collected poems of Langston Hughes. Yeah, that's a great classic. Curly Q said, "Don't be ashamed. Love me some Shell as a kid. I cannot go to school today." Said little Peggy Ann McKay. I still have that one memorized. Oh, Jerem Reed says, "I've been wanting to try one poetry collection this year." Kay said, "I didn't even think about my girl. You didn't think about your own girl. Put the title down there because I can't remember the title, but I read the collection and I love it. So put it so I can look for it and show the picture of it." Um, Rosa said, "Citizen, an American Lyric" by Claudia Rankin is excellent for poetry. Yeah, it's very good, that one too. There's also, what's that other one called that I like so much? Oh, let me think of what it is called. Michelle says, "Poetry recommendations: Black Girl, Call Home, Black Girl, You Are Atlas, anything by Nikki Giovanni." Yes. Kay's book, something. Oh, it's called Something on the Inside. Langston Hughes Poetry Collection. Yeah, let me put it. Let me see. Okay, here it is right here. There's Kay's Poetry Collection. Something on the Inside, a poetry collection. 5 stars, fantastic. Um, there's another one that I really like as well. There's a couple that I like. Let's see. There's also this one right here that I really like as well. Is Blacks by Gwendolyn Brooks. This one is real good. It's excellent. This one. Let me see. Uh, DL says Black Girl Call Home and Bridget Bianca Be Trouble by Jasmine Mans were all poetry reads. A person that doesn't really do poetry. Okay, that's interesting. Kay says to Michelle, "I've been looking for you. Hope you are doing well." Tracy says, "Room Swept Home" by um, Risher. Um, Michelle says to Kay, "Hey, hey, I've been missing our chats. I'm not on IG or Facebook anymore, but would love to stay in touch." Serendipity says, "Thank you, everyone. I was never that into poetry before, but recently I got interested in it." That cover is gorgeous. Kay, yeah, it's a really nice cover. Kay said, "I was going to say Ramika and also anything by Crystal Wilkerson. Yeah, she's very good too. Also, what's his name? Terrence Hayes. That's another one who's real good. Terrence Hayes does excellent poetry. Here's one of my favorites by Terrence Hayes. It's called Lighthead. This is excellent. This one, Terrence Hayes, Lighthead, excellent. Yeah. So that's it. So yeah, we got a little poetry in there. Poetry's good. You know, if you can get a good one. Yeah, there's a couple people that I like to read. Yes, Wanda Coleman. Bring it on. Love me some Wanda Coleman. Wanda Coleman is the business. Love me some Coleman now. Let's see. Wanda Coleman. Her book has been published through Penguin. Wanda Coleman. Yeah, here it is. It's called Wicked Enchantment. Wanda Coleman. Here it is, right here. I've spoken about her quite a bit. Wanda Coleman. She's really good. Hmm. Oh yeah, Lucille Clifton. I still need to read Lucille Clifton. Michelle says to Kay, yes, love Lucille Clifton. I have not read Lucille Clifton yet. Need to read her. I'm trying to think. There's somebody else that I have not that I want to mention that I've forgotten about. Mm, who else am I forgetting about for poetry? There's also Nikki Finney. She's very good too. Nikki Finney. Jericho Brown. Head Off Split is a really good collection by Nikki Finney. Hmm, I can't think what the other one is. So yeah, those are all the really good poetry I can think of. Jericho Brown is really good too. Um, yeah, that's about all I can think of. So that's it, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all go. It's almost 7:15 on a Friday night, and this has been fun as usual. I always love how our conversations veer off into other, different types of literature, things about books or whatever. Kay said, a moment of transparency. I was terrified of publishing a book of poems I wrote in my teens and 20s because I'm middle aged now, laugh out loud, but I wanted to put it all out there. I cringe a little, but that was me. I think I think you did a really good job because I like how it goes from young to yeah, to when you're older. And they're all good. You're very clever with words and you get across a lot of meaning that is very universal that people can relate to. I mean, if you pick up that collection, you're going to be able to relate to something in there. And that's what I think is the thing with poetry. You're trying to get people to relate to a feeling or words in general. You're trying to get them to feel something about them and even see themselves in them. So I feel like you did a great job. No need to be, to feel terrified or anything like that. I think you did a fantastic job, Kay. So yeah, poetry is not easy to write though either. It's that format that is challenging. It's like writing a short story is challenging. Even writing in general is just challenging, but poetry is particularly challenging because there's so many ways you can go about it. And some people do it really, really well. A lot of all the people that we all cited here, they're all really excellent poets, and they all do things a little differently. It just shows you poetry is wide, wide ranging in how you can, take in poetry. There's so many different ways you can do it. So yeah, it's definitely something we should talk more about. I think maybe we don't talk enough about poetry, maybe, um, and maybe it's something we should do more. More of is talk more about poetry. And when I was going to talk about this, I'll probably talk about it more specifically in my wrap up. But I did enjoy this collection a lot, and the fact that it's written in English on one side and French on the other is done really. It's done really well. So yeah. Anyway, that's it, people. I love you. Have a happy Friday, great weekend. Get lots of good reading in, and I will see you next Friday. Bye bye.